topics is everybody's favorite part of Toastmasters. A good table topics master will make it fun. A great table topics master will take it to another level. Madam Toastmistress, fellow Toastmasters, and honored guests, the purpose of tonight's speech is to teach you how to be a great table topics master so you can truly master table topics. This comes in 3 different phases. The first phase is the preliminary or planning phase. You know you're going to be the next table topics master. You come up with your speech to introduce and define table topics to the audience. You put as much articulation, eloquence, and passion into that description as if you were one of the prepared speakers of the evening. And you come up with a theme. That theme could be any theme, but introduce that theme. Don't just say what it is. So for instance, if your theme is going to be about breakfast, don't simply say, we're going to talk about breakfast. Instead, maybe something such as, you wake up in the morning, you go downstairs, you're hungry. What's the first thing you do? You have breakfast. That will draw the audience into the topic, get them interested. Then you come up with the questions. Yes, you can find them in a book, you can download them off the internet. But that's like going to a store and buying a Halloween costume. It will work, but it's not really yours, it's not unique, and it's not special, and everybody will know it. Come up with your own questions. This is your opportunity to exercise your creativity. And when you devise these questions, be sure that they are something that someone can realistically answer in 1 to 2 minutes. Don't ask something like, do you like ice cream? Yes. Okay, where do you go from there? Or, if the table topics master was going to ask you to explain the Catholic Church's response to Copernicus and Galileo's heliocentric theory of the universe, I'm sure that most of you could go on for hours. Also, do not ask something that is too esoteric that no normal person would know. Don't ask someone who they consider to be Ric Flair's greatest competition for the NAA World Heavyweight Championship in 1982. Who would possibly be able to answer that, let alone have a real opinion? It was Ricky Steamboat. And finally, don't ask any questions that could make the speaker embarrassed or uncomfortable. So don't ever ask in a table topics question a woman to tell about the first time that she had her period. The second phase to table topics is the preparation once you get here. You find out what the word of the day is, you figure out how to integrate it into your speech. You also judge the club. How large or small is the turnout? How many questions are you going to have time to ask? Who are you going to ask those questions to? Your first priority should be members who do not have a speaking role. Then you ask the honored guests if they would like to participate. You address them by name. You don't give them some dumb nickname like new guy or new person. And you let them know that they will be the 4th or 5th person called, so they'll have a pretty good idea as to what to do when they get up here. You come up, you shake the hand of the Toastmaster, you give your introduction, then you ask the question. You ask the question before, I repeat, before you call on a speaker. Because when you do that, you build up drama, suspense, excitement. Oh boy, where's this question going? What's he going to ask? I hope I'm the one to be called on. If you give the name of the speaker before you ask the question, you kill all that suspense. Furthermore, everybody else will just tune it out, because everybody else should be trying to figure out what their answer would be. Then when they come up, you shake their hand, you sit back, and you let them give their speech. Do not ever, ever, ever ask for volunteers, because some people, so I've been told, are afraid to speak in public. They will cower, they will not volunteer, and those are the very people who need to come up here. Also, some people crave attention. They will volunteer even though they have a major role. You are the table topics master. You have power. Use it. Call on people. And lastly, don't ever write down the questions on separate pieces of paper and ask the person to come up and pick a random question. That is so gauche. For one thing, it kills the suspense, as I just mentioned. For another, the whole thrill of having a random question is you know what the alternatives are, and so you'll know if you get a good or bad alternative. If you don't know the alternatives because they're all face down, it just defeats the purpose of it being random. You ask the question and call on someone. The other reason why that doesn't work is when they are called on and they walk up here, they have a good 15, 20 seconds to figure out what their answer is going to be, which is much better than having them read the question. And remember, when you read the question or you give the question to the speaker, you're exercising your public speaking ability as well. They read the question verbatim, and then they sit here for 10 seconds, dumbfounded, wondering how they can answer it. It's much better for them to think of it when they're walking up here. When they're done, you shake their hand, you thank them as they sit down. But don't go straight to the next question. You are an MC. This is your chance to exercise impromptu speaking. You thank any new speakers for having the courage to come up here. You put over a good speaker for a job well done. And you give your own interesting insight. So for instance, you might say something such as, "I like waffles too. What a coincidence." Let the momentum keep going before you move on to the next question. And remember, you save the bomb question for last. Then, when table topics is done, you shake the hand of the Toastmaster, you sit down, and you know that you did your job. If you follow these instructions, then I swear to you by Papa Smurf's beard that you will have truly mastered table topics. Thank you.